So this story tells us like there was something about the camp that is not satisfactory, of course, and people are trying to deal with the reality of the camp. Not only these tents were projecting images, but you know, those people came from the coast. The coast, they never had snow, okay? And in Ramallah, there was a lot of snow. So in 1952, there was a big snow in Ramallah. And so all the tents, only the thing that the tent has all the snow and then collapse on people, and only the pillar will stand on. And people from Birzeit Jifna will hurry up and pick the snow on top of the tent and salvage the people, really, saving them, saving their life. Of course, there is something where am I hitting? Okay, not only snow, but there was also wind, more windy than the coastal area. And the tents usually fly, like with the air, they will fly. So the refugees, they formed a committee called the Committee of Collecting Flying Tents. So لجنة جمع البطانيات الطائرة وإعادة تثبيتها. جيبوا تاد. تخيلوا إنه it's so like silly, but just imagine kind of organization you need. It's huge. It's not like simple thing. For me it was wow. They thought about it. The tents would fly, and they flew, evidently, and they formed the committee, and they were picking and then they put them in their place and strengthened them. So, in 1987, we had the first Intifada. Okay, this is one story about flying tents, but you can understand it whatever you want. Time, temporality, spatial temporality. We'll talk about it if you want later. 1987, we had the first Intifada, and Jalazon camp is known for the participation in the Intifada. For instance, 250 days of curfew, 40 times. It's huge. They like what they did in Dheisha. They did a wall of 10 meters of wire mesh, so people will not throw stones on the main street leading, connecting Beit Il with other settlements. And there was lots of settlers who are engaging in the fighting back the Palestinians, and even the refugee camp knows the names of the settlers who were very tough, or the soldiers who were very tough, or the intelligence services who were incredibly tough. In one shoot, you can see like a camp in that moment has 7,000 people. They have 300 prisoners. So they come with trucks and load them with people. Whoever between 16 and 22, they will take them. If you were late in jumping into the mountains of Jifna and Ramallah and just fly somewhere from your house and they find you, they will take you to Ansar and they throw you there. So, but the camp is, I would say, in all my interviews, young, old, and so on, I interviewed more than 100 people, women and men and older, younger generation. And all of them agree that the first Intifada was the best moment in the history in the camp. They loved it dearly. They said, that moment, we loved each other. There was no difference. And I think women in particular loved that moment because they participated in the public space. They used to put rubbish on the houses, and this rubbish find its way to the Israeli tanks and jeeps. And when I've settled first time in Jalazon, I saw like all the roofs from my window full of blocks, stones, and rubbish. And I, as an architect, I want to clear this thing out. It's like I said, you know, guys, we have to gather and clean the roofs. I said, but they are not so dirty. And we put that thing up. I said, what? He said, I did not think as an architect. How? Why there are a bunch of stones up on the roof? I did not think. Just imagine to see like people, how they think differently. Really, as an architect, I said, we need to clear. And I did not think for one moment how these stones and the blocks arrived up for no apparent reason. They are not building anything. And they told me that this is the only thing that we use when the jeeps arrive in the morning. Like you are jumping on the roofs and you have nothing to throw. So they put things in advance, so when they come, and we'll throw. And while I was there, they were throwing things from the roofs to the Israeli jeeps, because the Israeli jeeps come to Jalazon refugee camp every 2-3 weeks, and especially after 2 in the morning. And I was surprised, like, to have Israeli jeeps in the. I lived in Ramallah, there was no jeeps and so on. But in Jalazon, because it's in Area B, all the time we have jeeps. So back to the 1987, the best moment of the camp. The best moment of the camp when they were all resisting, and camp was teaching the Israelis a good lesson. They brought the helicopter, the chopper, and everything was really, they loved that moment. And when they talk with pride. Like the head of the camp in the popular committee, the head of the camp from the UNRWA side, he was imprisoned along with his 3 older sons and 1 girl, one daughter. So just imagine, the whole family was imprisoned and their house was destroyed. So I found like 3-4 houses destroyed in the camp. And I said, what is this space? And they would tell me, like, these houses were destroyed in the first Intifada. So the Israelis were freaked out by the resistance. Okay, and they wanted to know, who is the Qiyadi Muwahhadi? Who is that guy who is encouraging the people, throwing rocks and doing all these, throwing rods also in the street? So they did a tricky thing. They sent a pomegranate, قنبلة يدوية. It was a defective pomegranate. Mine, what do you call it? Mine? Yeah? A defective one. They know that it will not explode. So they sent it with a spy, Ma'amil. They sent it, and they said, okay, if there are some people who hate us most, they will be eager to throw this grenade on us. So this is like a carrot to get the people who hate us most. Okay? So they sent with this spy the grenade, الرماني. تعرفوا تبع رامبو. So it was strange. Like, in a moment, they gathered around this issue. We can hurt the occupation at the end. My God, we throw lots of stones on the jeeps, we throw lots of stones on the buses, and nothing happens. Okay, somebody will be injured and so on, and they will come and kill somebody and arrest 30, 40, and so on. So they sent them this grenade, and they found, like, wow, this is a treasure. This is what can change the whole scene of resistance in Ramallah area. And they gathered around it, and they made a lajni, also a committee. And they started with like 3 people. We will end up with 12 people. And they call it the belly of the earth. Like, this group is called Batin al-Ard, Majmu'at Batin al-Ard. Those people who will throw the grenade and will write in the morning, we did this and Batin al-Ard. So this was really a big thing in Jalazon, and now they remember it, and they laugh, but I don't laugh. I might laugh now because you are here and you will make it easy for me, baby. So they said, okay, we'll throw it. 3 people, and the spy is, of course, he's the gentleman, he's nice and looking beautiful with his white shirt, and he's telling them, like, this will be really something good. We will just destroy it. But the Israelis did not arrest the first 3. Who made the Batin al-Ard, the belly of the earth. Okay, why? They need more. It's like, we want to know all those people who are hating us so much to throw the grenade. Let's see, who are the Qiyadi Wataniyin Wahdi. So, in the first night, they gathered, the 3 of them said, okay, you will go and throw it. So somebody, it's not the spy, of course. The spy, he brought it. He is the guy who was connecting with the big resistance somewhere in Ramallah and brought the grenade. This is the story. So, of course, Muhammad said, okay, I will do it. It's easy. I throw stones every day, so I can do it. So I told him how to do it. Okay, just like this is the nail, you just unlock it like that, and you do it. You didn't see in Brambo, you didn't see Van Damme. It's very simple. Or you do it like this. It's like, just imagine, they were gathering lots of information how to throw the grenade, and they knew, like, they have to throw it high, and the 3 seconds or 4 seconds when it fly, it should detonate on the level of a human being, and it will be 32 pieces and will kill as much as people. They were thinking of this. This is really hardcore resistance. Like, they learned how to do it. Then this guy, he said, okay, I will do it. He went. It was like around 9, and boom, the bus is coming. Nothing happened. Of course, it's a fake grenade. And of course, the Amil, he said, what happened? We didn't hear anything. He said, I throw it, I did this, I throw it, nothing happened. I don't know. Of course, they gathered again and they said, it might be wrong, the way you did it wrong. Okay. Said, but we throw it, so okay, we will go and search for it next day. He said, but we are old people, like 20 years, 22 years, so let's send the kids to search for it. They will play football near the Israeli it's a box. Yeah, the box. There was a small box. They will play football, and we'll tell them, okay, when you find something like potato, but it is fragmented, you just bring it to us, and it is like a gray color. So they went, the kids, played football, and the guy, he put it in his bucket and went back. Okay, now we had the grenade again. Okay, let's hit it again. So the spy told them, okay, you hit it this way. You should like make it tougher. This is like not like that. You should smash it to the bus. It will explode for sure. So it has no nail. So the other guy, okay, who's going to do this night? Brahim. And they gathered more people, 12 people at the end. The Lajnah, the Batin al-Ard was 12 people who are going to screw Israel by this grenade. So 3 trials, and one of them, he said, okay, oh my God, we are sending kids to bring it back. This is very dangerous. Just imagine this kid who will pick it and will explode, we'll kill him, and the Abu Flan, he will kill us. The families are so you killed my son, you sent a kid to bring a grenade, you are crazy, you are grown-ups, you are qiyadi wataniya, you are muwahadi. It's like that. It started fun, but becomes serious. Okay, one of them said, okay, we can do something. Like what kind of suggestion they would come up? What do you think they said? Okay, let's stop, for instance. Wow, that was the idea. It's like, he said, one of them, he said, let's tie it with a rope instead of like sending it, and we'll collect it every night. We don't send kids. We don't. Not only this, we can throw it more than once in one night. Isn't it? That's it. And so by week two, they arrested the 12 people. One of them is a Kurdi, by the way. Kurdi, because lots of families are called Kurdi. They came with Salah ad-Din and they settled in Palestine. And sometimes they claim that we are Kurdis. We are not Kurdis. We are Palestinians now. Anyway. So the guys, the story about this grenade tells us something about being like pragmatic, how to solve problems in that moment, but also shows lots of hope. Just it will explode. One time it will happen. We are definite and it will happen. And this is how Palestinian refugees, I think, live. And Palestinians in general nowadays, they live. Like the Hamasis will put these rockets. One day it will hit a bus. One day it will hit the flying Al-Al to the airport. It will happen. It's like this is how we are driven, not by desperate. There was a combination between frustration and hope together, melt together to produce every day collecting and throwing. And this is important. Hope is a key in the refugee camp. Without hope, you cannot live. I think it becomes, we learn a lot from the refugees, but in Palestine, you cannot live without hope. If you are, you just leave.